So we are going next with our next presentation from Dobrea, which has over 30 years of experience in the cybersecurity field and comes up with a hot topic about AI-powered threat intelligence. And we will see how this is a game changer in this nowadays cyber security space. Thank you so much. Break a leg, George.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the session. So today, we're going to connect the dots between three main topics, hot topics: crisis management, cyber threat intelligence, and of course, AI. OK, a few words about myself. I'm involved in managing a lot of projects, most of them related to preparation of cybersecurity specialists around the world. I think I delivered training programs in more than 40 countries around the world. I'm very happy to help people and organizations to better protect their assets. So those pictures were taken in different locations. The top one, it was last year, somewhere in Africa, delivering a training program for the government agency people from more than 40 countries, 30, 40 countries. That one in the left side, it was taken a couple of years ago in Iraq. I was helping the government of Iraq to build the first CERT team involved in handling the cybersecurity incidents at the national level. Well, what I'm doing effectively, I'm preparing different teams of people. Blue team, the defenders. Red team, the guys who are checking, actually, the efficiency of the security controls implemented by the blue team. And one of the favorite jobs I'm doing, I started a few years ago to do this, preparation of the purple team. Purple team, you know, it's a virtual team. We are not hiring people directly to be part of the purple team. But we are bringing together, in the purple team, the best people from the red team, from the blue team, of course, and inviting some other stakeholders in the organization. Anyone that could help and could have a voice, it's involved in handling the cybersecurity incidents. For example, the legal team, human resources team, risk management guys, and what is the most important, to bring some people from the business decision level. It's a requirement now in Europe. It's not the same in some other countries, yeah? But definitely, in a complex attack scenarios, we are simulating in purple team scenarios, like a complex ransomware attack. Who is taking the decision? I'm afraid not the tech people. The decision belongs to business guys, the board of the organization. They should take informed decisions. Well, but I did promise you to discuss today a bit more about crisis, and particularly cyber crisis scenarios. Familiar with this one? I guess, right? Anyone familiar with this one? It was happening, the blackout affecting some countries in Europe. The first position, it was, should be a cyber attack behind. Yeah, anytime we're saying, this, when something is happening, a major incident, should be a cyber attack behind. But this hypothesis, it was not confirmed. However, be aware then that a few groups of hackers, they were claiming the responsibility of this major incident. Actually, it was a crisis affecting so many people. It's happening anytime. So what you have to do to check if that claim it's real or not. You have to do some investigation. And be aware that in a such situation, some other criminal groups, they are taking advantage of this opportunity. For example, massive phishing campaigns targeting people in the affected countries, saying, if you want to claim, the ticket, the money you spend on the ticket, on a canceled flight, and so on and so on. Yeah, please claim your money. We are providing you the fast payments, and so on. Okay, we are seeing anytime this situation. Even the root cause of a crisis is not directly related to a cyber attack. Okay, so crisis. We have 4 different types of crisis. Yeah, hidden crisis, we had no idea about yet. Creeping crisis, which are developing very slowly. For example, issues related to regulatory changes and so on. Some cyber attacks are this in category. Most of these cyber attacks were included in this category of sudden crisis. Yeah, we were not expecting why we've been a target of this and so on and so on. And we have another category, but it's less important for our conversation. It's the bizarre crisis. Yeah, you cannot prevent. So it's very important to make the difference between an incident and a cyber crisis. Because in a lot of situations, we have procedures, we have technical flow to solve the cybersecurity incidents, but we are not prepared very well to handle crisis. That's a problem. And, okay, I'm sharing with you the situation of 3 major incidents escalating to crisis. Recent cases. Microsoft SharePoint, zero-day breach. I'm expecting most of you being familiar with those cases, yeah? What is happening? It was a vulnerability, a zero-day vulnerability, and it was an opportunity for some guys to exploit this, yeah? And it was affecting a lot of government organizations, especially in the United States and in Germany. And, okay, even the patches were available very soon. However, it took so long until the patches were applied. And some organizations, they were targeted, and they did suffer. They did suffer huge losses because of this. Yeah, you can see, and probably you are familiar with the details. Yeah. Some criminal groups, they started to take advantage to deploy ransomware, and so you have the full scenario there. Another one, Salt Typhoon. I'm just talking about major cybersecurity incidents escalating to crisis, looking at the impact. Yeah, on the organization, impact at the national level, or regional, or even global. Because this one, Salt Typhoon, it's affecting many organizations. It was affecting many organizations in US, telecom organizations. But actually, it was affecting, British critical infrastructure. Yeah, you can see router hijacking situation across European Union, and so on. Okay, and it was assimilated officially by the government of United States like a national cybersecurity crisis. Looking at the impact, yeah. Because apparently, the network, the infrastructure of so many telecom providers, it was compromised. And creating, opportunities for some other groups. Who was behind? Actually, the connection of the groups, taking advantage of some vulnerabilities and exploiting. It was actually the connection, the starting point. It's the activity of Ministry of State Security in China. And we have definitely evidence on this. Okay, another one, affecting the air traffic in some airports, especially in Heathrow, Berlin, and Brussels airports. Yeah, many flights were canceled, okay, because, the check-in system, cloud-based, It was a Collins platform, Muse. That one, it was cloud platform, it was compromised, single point of failure, and many people were affected by this. Cyber crisis? Yes, cyber crisis. Who was behind? Scatter Spider. It's a criminal group behind so many ransomware attacks. Okay, I selected those cases just to remind you about some potential, actually the situation of cyber incidents. Again, generating crisis, looking at the impact of that cyber incident. Okay, so again, we are familiar with incident response flow, most of us. Yeah, we have procedures, we have playbooks, everything is documented in most of the situations. But about crisis management, well, this is completely different. This is completely different because the crisis management is involving more stakeholders. And actually, it's activating some special activities, a special flow, special procedures. And not all organizations, honestly, are prepared to handle this. In complex cyber attacks, especially associated with the hybrid war, we are not seeing just the cyber attacks. We're seeing information warfare. And we have a very good situation in Romania, of course. Yeah? Remember, elections case and so. And this is more dangerous because actually information warfare is affecting not the resources. It's not generating just physical disruption of services, but it's affecting the trust between people. And this is more dangerous. And the modern attacks we're seeing are actually combining those techniques of attacks. We are very well prepared in a lot of situations. This is the ideal situation to handle very well a cyber attack from technical point of view if there is an incident. But everything is going big, generating a crisis. A complex crisis, we're not so prepared to do this. Because actually, we have to consider the scenarios of business continuity at different levels. Organization level, industry level, regional level, or maybe even global. So it's affecting the stakeholder confidence. And this should be handled very well. Okay, we have 4 pillars in managing a cyber crisis. Actually, we have preparedness and flexibility. Yeah, we have stakeholder engagement, leadership and decision-making, and we have strategic communication. It's very important, this. Just an example, strategic communication. In different stages of a crisis, so people, they need different messages. In the first stage, it's happening something, we have no idea what it's about, we have no plans. Okay, so people are confused, are anxious, so they need what? Facts, not speculation in the communication, clear instructions. In the second stage, that one of recovering the services, reestablishing the services, and so clarity, people, they need clarity in longer term plans. And when the services are returned, so people, they have to be ready for change. And we have to present them a new vision for the future. Lesson learned, yeah. Okay, so it's very important communication plan. Not so many organizations are taking this seriously, honestly, yeah. And okay, the clicker. Yeah, we have some guidance, but not so much guidance related to crisis management. This is actually from a document of ENISA, but it's actually offering some guidance to handle crisis at the national level. There is not so much specific guidance for a particular industry and so for handling the crisis. Yeah, of course, this is very useful. It's a document you can check on the ENISA site how to prepare actually in the 3 stages. Yeah, preparedness, response, and recovery, because there are 3 main stages of a cyber crisis to handle. It's very important for an organization to do simulations. Yeah, simulations are very, very important. And to bring together the business guys, executives, and the tech teams on the same page. Simulations. I told you about the purple team scenarios, complex tabletop exercises. Yeah. Yeah. I have here an example. What about you can take the picture of this. Just go to, or you can go directly to AI Crisis Simulator Solution Review.com. It's just a test to check if you or your organization. Oh, sorry, I have to. Yeah, I'm launching that page. Okay, AI Crisis Simulator. We have some exercises, yeah, some tests. Okay, you have to, yeah, you have to provide some information here. I'm just because this test is very useful. It's a platform online. Yeah, I can enter a fake, but you have to enter. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, it's not important. This. Okay. So. Begin, AI Crisis Simulator. You have 3 minutes to solve any scenario of this. I'm going just to present you a scenario, the first one, the data catastrophe, yeah? Customer service accidentally logging, storing full conversation, including credit card numbers of the people and so on. And, yeah, how many people they were affected and so. So it's a problem of AI platforms you're using. The full scenarios here on this platform are related to potential AI crisis, yeah, the threats of AI used in your organization. There is a scenario here, even you do realize that your AI platforms started to work autonomously via agents, so you don't have any control of this, handling your business processes in the organization. It's scary, yeah, but this is something we could maybe expect. And you have to provide an answer, yeah? You can see description of critical context, okay, you still have some time, but not so much, and you have to pick an option. Controller disclosure, full transparency bliss, legal minimum, and negotiate silence, what you're doing. For example, I'm picking this one. Okay, let me check. Okay, let's make the evaluation. You can get 100% here, because there is a risk associated with dealing with different conditions. Yeah, stakeholder trust, risk management, ethical leadership. But at least you can pick one of the solutions that could be better for you. Okay, so it's interesting. I'm inviting you to make this test. Again, this is actually the link to this case. If you want to go to the next stage in an organization, okay, there are some platforms. It's just an example. Some platforms who are actually providing you capability to initiate cyber crisis exercises in your organization, yeah, simulation in your organization. Very complex, it's just one, very complex platforms, as you can see in the screenshot, so you can find some other ones. Okay, but it's good to use this. And now, going to cyber threat intelligence. I guess most of you are familiar with cyber threat intelligence topics. Please raise your hand. Who is familiar with cyber threat intelligence? Okay, I see, yeah, most of you. Thank you very much. So, you know, actually, this statement is very true. Cyber threat intelligence is connecting the dots and transforming, actually, the unknowns in known knowns in the cybersecurity field. We have, actually, threat intelligence is connecting information from various sources, including dark web, external reports, internal information, yeah, and it's processing all information, and it's presenting some insightful reports. We have 4 categories of reports you are expecting from threat intelligence. Yeah? We have technical. We're discussing about indicators of compromise, indicators of attack, so technical information. We have operational. Yeah, details on the specific incoming attacks, which is good for some people in our organization. We have tactical threat intelligence about campaigns, TTPs. Yeah, this is actually, especially for the management level of IT and security in our organization. And the most important part is this one, strategic, for our conversation, of course. And for handling, actually, we're discussing about handling the cyber crisis in the organization, strategic report, because you are not expecting, for example, someone involved in incident management to provide such reports to the management in organization, right? So someone should do this. I was helping many organizations to build, actually, in the past years, a cyber threat intelligence team. And they are considering this definitely a very useful investment and very efficient investment, yeah, for them. Okay, so CTI, cyber threat intelligence, it's using AI? Probably. In a lot of situations, we don't have so much information because most of the platforms we're using for CTI, I guess most of you connected to at least one platform, CTI platform, providing information. Okay, they're saying we are using behind AI, but we're not providing so much information for, very easy to understand reasons. Yeah, we are not disclosing information about our algorithms and so on. However, we are trying to dig, and this is one of my jobs I'm doing, to dig and to see, to identify the techniques used by those platforms we're trusting in actually how they are using AI behind actually the front pages. And of course, we can understand that AI-driven CTI, it's bringing a lot of advantages. Yeah, faster detection, proactive defense, okay, reducing the human error, and enhancing decision-making, which is very important in the situation of cyber crisis management, right? Example, this one. It was a crisis last year happening. Apparently, there were some cyber incidents not related to each other, affecting many services, critical services in different countries. Germany, Poland, Baltic states. It was a crisis, looking at the impact of those incidents, apparently isolated. But using some threat intelligence platforms based on AI, I can disclose the name, Mandiant, Recorded Future. We've been able to identify very fast who was behind. Yeah, generating such graphs, yeah, because those graphs are very useful when doing analysis, yeah? And, okay, we've been able to detect that behind it's APT44 sandworm, well-known group. Okay, it was definitely a situation helping us to identify who is behind a cyber attack. Okay, a cyber crisis. Sorry. Okay. Coming back to examples of cyber crisis, how AI-driven cyber threat intelligence, it was helpful in analyzing, actually, and trying to do root cause analysis in those particular cases, Microsoft SharePoint, Seoul Typhoon, and Collins Aerospace. Okay, so you can see the most important function in the situation of Microsoft SharePoint, it was accelerated detection, faster containment of high-risk exploits, threat correlation in the situation of Seoul Typhoon, and automated response in the situation of Collins Aerospace. Definitely, I try to bring together information about the benefits of using the CTI platforms in mitigating those large-scale incidents generating, in fact, cyber crisis. And, restoring as quick as possible the services, speeding up incident response. It was actually automated response. It was very important in the situation of Collins airspace. To be honest, the services were disrupted for just one day, couple of days. But the analysis, actually, it was generated very quickly. In some situations, in minutes, instead of maybe weeks of hard work of the analysts. Okay, so sorry for the... But we have to understand, and this is very helpful to analyze particular situations. In those three cases I prepared for you, CTI platforms were actually even providing information about the mitigation failures that is happening. So in the first situation, Microsoft SharePoint, insufficient patching, internet-facing unpatched servers, lack of forensic containment guidance, and challenges in rapid mitigation. Okay, in the situation of Salt Typhoon, long dwell times, unpatched network devices, making them vulnerable, insufficient monitoring and segmentation in telco environments, and vendor supply chain exposure. And in the Collins airspace, share a third-party platform as a single point of failure. It was a cloud service that was Muse service, and it was affecting actually airports in different countries because all of them using the same platform, and the only one platform they did use, they had no backups with some other vendor, for the services for check-in and so on, luggage check and so on. No isolation, segmentation, insufficient tested manual procedures. It's important this? I guess so. To avoid disruption of services, you should be prepared in the airport to handle manual check-in, but they were not able to do this. And it was definitely not tested, And restoration of software. Okay, this reminds me another situation of that CrowdStrike, I remember. It was not actually a cyber attack behind, but it was generating a crisis. And some airlines, including Delta, for example, it took for them 1 month to recover all services because of their very old infrastructure. Okay, this is about collecting some information available on public CTI platforms, digging a bit, using the advantages of the information and reports they are providing us. But what about our own activity? I can do something. I have some tools in order to use CTI, maybe based on AI, to help us in crisis management. I guess anyone is familiar with the attack platform and defend platform, which is newer, but its defend platform is providing information how actually to deal. Attack is providing information about the cyber attacks, but defend is preventing how to deal with this attack. And countermeasures, And, okay, not sure if so many people did notice. Sorry for, okay, not sure how many people did notice, actually. This platform, sorry, because the clicker is not working. I have to do manually some activities. So I'm going to visit this site, CAD, Cyber Defense. Cyber Defense, okay, sorry. Because I want to show you this platform, Defend CAD. You can see it's a very nice platform. I would say MITRE ATT&CK and MITRE DEFEND are not so much relying on artificial intelligence, just some databases behind. But actually this Defend CAD, it's actually definitely You can see it's actually based on AI. Example graphs, I'm just opening one of them. Yeah, you can see here. Okay, it's very interactive platform. And you have the opportunities to monitor an attack, to consider some countermeasures, identifying the agents, vulnerability conditions, and so on. And you have to, look, it's a very interactive, and it's a large platform providing information here. And you can build some scenarios, attack scenarios, and there's a lot of information you can consider. Building very powerful graphs. It's just an example of such platform that we can use. It's free to use, so it's very useful. Some other tools, AI-based, are very efficiently providing us machine-readable reports. And this could be easily shared and loaded in different platforms we are using, integrating with SIEM platform and SOAR platforms that we are using in our environment, for example. Just an example. It's about a report on Microsoft Threat Intelligence site of a lot of pages, Typically, sometimes a few hundred pages in a such report. And actually, a such tool, you can see it's available on GitHub, can very easily build a such graph, which is very helpful to understand actually the connection between different actors and so on. And it's transforming actually this graph because it has a sticks format behind, right? And so it could be open format and so interchangeable format for representation of cyber threat intelligence elements. And it's building very quickly a graph, making us to understand the connections between different cyber actors, providing capability to do fast mitigation and so on. Agents. We have to talk about agents. We cannot avoid this. And as you can see, many threat intelligence platforms are actually trying now to create, to supply, actually, to offer you agents. An example here, Microsoft Threat Intelligence Briefing Agent, which is connected to Microsoft Security Copilot, collecting information from so many sources about an incident, potentially a crisis, and generating a briefing that could be handled to the guys involved and the stakeholders involved in cyber crisis management. This is another example of how actually AI tools can actually help us in crisis management. Okay, and maybe we'll have time to take some questions at the end. Of course, we're going further. We're discussing about AI agents and agentic AI. Okay, how useful could be agentic AI in cyber threat intelligence, connecting actually autonomously to solve some tasks in our environment, solving some incidents? Okay, so I try to. This is a conversation about the fight between, Iron Man, versus cyber who? Cyber cop? Okay, maybe. But the idea is which scenario we should adopt. Which scenario may be the best one for us? For instance, we don't know about the future. But now, agentic AI in cyber threat intelligence, it's something that cannot be considered to work autonomously. For example, the CTI, it's identifying some particular challenges, some particular situations, some particular type of attacks, and actually it's generating autonomously the flow, to fix the issue, to deploy automatically the patches, and so on. In theory, can be done autonomously, but in real-world situation, probably we are not yet prepared to consider full autonomy on this. So we still need human oversight. I mean, human in the loop or human on the loop in complex situations. Because actually a wrong decision of those systems based on different factors, yeah. There are some algorithms, and sometimes that could be wrong. So I did organize the information, yeah, how reliable are the activities of agentic AI in cyber threat intelligence. For high reliability, yeah, we have threat data ingestion and correlation, alert triage and severity scoring, predictive active simulation, so we can actually provide more autonomy to agentic AI. Medium reliability, endpoint quarantine, non-critical zones, patch deployment and configuration management, yes, could be done. Network segmentation, suggestion, okay. But low reliability of agentic AI, it's on credential revocation or access control, because those are some critical decisions, yeah. If a bad decision could be taken, okay, based on the false positive, okay, that could be very wrong for the organization. The impact could be quite high. Hybrid attack containment, crisis decisions. Okay, remember, the subject of our conversation is about crisis management and decision that we can take in a such situation. So AI is still not reliable, honestly. We cannot let AI and CTI to work autonomously, providing very useful information, but actually, or considering the scenarios of national infrastructure response action. So we still need humans. But we should start actually to phase it on autonomy with human on the loop and integrate CTI with SOC. Yeah, this is basically what you're expecting. Well, at the end, I would like to invite you at the trainings I am delivering, most popular trainings here. You can contact me directly for this. And, okay, we still have some time, actually 3 minutes for questions, yeah. Yes, I see.
All right.
Hi, thank you for the talk. I think that was very good. The question I had is about the SharePoint attack, where Gen AI models detected the attack. In this case, how do you deal with the hallucinations, since the models don't have the concept of correct or incorrect, they just have the concept of statistically most likely?
Okay. So this is the question. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking for Mike because I have one. I said, well, actually the guidance, how to fix the issues in that situation, particular situation of SharePoint on-premises, well, actually Microsoft, they were working very fast. They did provide information about the vulnerabilities. There were 3 or 4 vulnerabilities, CVEs, information. It was immediately available information, actually, about that 0 day. But as long they did publish on the Microsoft Microsoft Threat Intelligence site, immediately, actually, the remediation, the patches. Okay, most of organizations applying the patches, they were actually protected. Because, again, the CTI, it was providing very quick information and helping them to build and to deploy immediately the remediation, the patches. Unfortunately, some organizations were not deploying the patches. And this is actually the problem we've seen. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other All right, all right. So you have a question right there next to you, and then we will take that gentleman. Great.
So my question is a bit 3-in-1, kind of. Do you think the EU CRA will have a real impact on preventing and better handling crises in the future? And do you think the companies will be ready to implement everything by December 2027? And based on your experience, do you think there will be any impact on the market also?
You mean, if I understood well the question, it's about how CTI could be involved in offering opportunities for prevention, right?
No, I mean the EU CRA, the Cyber Resilience Act.
Which, sorry, to use what?
The EU, European Cyber Resilience Act.
Oh, yeah,
my
sorry.
question is about that.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I did mention just ENISA guidance, you've seen. But we have, for example, Cyclone E. Are you familiar with this concept, Cyclone E? Cyclone E, it's a center which is actually operated by ENISA. And when somewhere in Europe is happening a crisis, immediately some teams of experts are actually joining from different countries and working for different organizations, most of them from ENISA, from public government, private sector experts. They are actually working together in order to handle that incident, to provide guidance to any country which is affected by such large-scale incident, potentially generating a cyber crisis. This is not, you will not find so much information, public information about the activity of this team. And we do understand why they are doing this. Not disclosing so much information about their activity and the membership of those, but if you're searching actually for the basic information related to Cyclone E, you do understand actually how they could contribute to solve incidents affecting different countries, organizations in different countries. So it's a very good initiative, in my opinion. And okay, there were some cases where their activity was crucial in order to protect some affected organizations in different countries.
Okay, thank you.
Great, and we have one last question in the third row there. Thank you.
Thank you. First of all, great presentation. I love the structure and quite a lot of useful insights. With regards to threat intelligence, and more specifically with regards to internal threat hunting, are there any AI tools that you would recommend for companies to look into for conducting threat hunts internally?
Oh, yes. Of course, threat hunting, it's a bit different from threat intelligence. You know the topic.
Sure.
But, okay, you have two categories of tools that you can use. First of all, you can use commercial platforms, and there are a lot. Most of them are integrating cyber threat intelligence, CTI, with threat hunting and providing very insightful information about the attacks, reports, and so on. You have platforms like, even, for example, MITRE. MITRE Attack Platform is providing a lot of information. And if you're searching on GitHub, you'll see a lot of information shared about some tools, which are actually available to use, open source tools that you can use in order to do threat hunting. And, okay, there is AI behind. Yeah. On GitHub, you'll find a lot of information about this.
All right, thank you.